Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Frozen Oil. And welcome to the game number 71 recap. We are going to make this video fairly quick if possible. And that is because the Oilers are in a back-to-back. And by the time this video gets up, it's probably going to be hours away from the next game starting. So want to be consistent with putting the videos up, but we gotta really cut to the chase here because there's other things going on, and time is limited as everybody has to deal with. So let's go right to these stats here, and we'll try to get through this as quick as possible. So obviously last night the Oilers fall 4-3 to the DallasStars. A game that you don't have too much expectations. Again, if they can win any of these games without Connor and Leon, it's a bonus. But 4-3 is the final score. And I mean, look at this. Look at this here. It's just goal after goal after goal. It was 4-0 going into the third period. Until Perry, Enrique, and Hyman got the Oilers on the board. At the end of the day, it was too little too late for the Oilers, but it was a valiant effort. We did tweet out, that at least the Oilers didn't give up and they kept fighting, which was a great sign. 44 shots on net for the Oilers, ahead on the face-off dot, 2 for 6 on the power play. I mean, there were some positives. The hits were 22-9. A lot of positives in this game to take from it, to take from the loss. But at the end of the day, it's a loss. And not sure if you had a chance to watch our review of the Stan Bowman interview. If you haven't, it's the last video from this one where Wayne and I kind of went over the interview on After Hours with Stan Bowman, the Edmonton Oilers GM. And I mean, the biggest thing was the two biggest topics that, have been the biggest topics all year, which is goaltending and those offer sheets. They were addressed officially. And so please check that video out if you haven't had a chance yet. But in today's game, I mean, when we got to the Twitter, I mean, if you don't want to see any negative comments about Stuart Skinner, if you're, one of those people that just doesn't want to be around any negative comments, once this statistic thing ends, check out of the video. Leave a like, but check out of the video because there was so many comments. So we got to fly through this. But once again, a .810 save percentage for Stuart Skinner, allows 4 goals. Unfortunately, gets pulled in the game from what looked like a on-purpose knee to me to the head from Rantanen, but he claims his innocence. And so a lot of talk about just the Dallas players taking runs on Skinner last night. There was 3 of them, but one connected really bad and took Skinner out of the game, unfortunately. But for the Oilers, it's a loss at the end of the day. And we are going to jump right on over to Twitter X here. How am I doing? Well, we're 4 minutes into this, so let's see how quick I can get through the majority of these tweets. Before we do that, take a quick moment to kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel. We have just surpassed 650 subscribers, approaching 700. We said it would be great if we can get to 700 before the playoffs. So we're on pace to do that. So if you haven't yet, take this moment to hit the subscribe button. And before we get on Twitter X, just a quick reminder, you can follow us at Frozen Oil Hockey. So let's move on over to Twitter. And like I said, this is going to be a ton of just Skinner stuff. And yeah, I mean, it's getting to the point now where, you feel you feel a little bit bad for him. You know, just he obviously doesn't want this to happen, but again, it's on the organization to put him in this situation. He's just doesn't seem like he's ready for the spotlight. I mean, it's been a few games now, and doesn't seem like things are improving. So, was it a little premature to put him as the number one goalie when they did, perhaps? But we're just not seeing the saves when needed. And again, as mentioned on this channel from a very long time ago, it's a scary thought to go into the playoffs. One thing that was mentioned on the trade deadline video is, what do we do if somebody gets injured? And now Skinner's not even going to attend, be suited up for the Kraken game, nor is he going to attend the road trip here that they're about to go on. So, I mean, Rodriguez coming up from the minors, and I mean, if the news is bad for Skinner, we're going to go into the Stanley Cup playoffs with Calvin Pickard as our number one starter and Rodriguez as our backup, who is a developing AHL goalie. It's a scary thought, but let's get to these bookmarks, because there's honestly, I think 30 of these comments that I gotta read as quick as possible. So, and everybody just remember, the reason this channel was created was so the fans, the normal everyday fans, whether you're a diehard fan or not, you are represented and your voice is heard. So let's kick it off here with Mark, the line blender. Pizza 0.74%, which is a shot at Skinner's save percentage. Yeah, that is hilarious. I have to admit, that is hilarious. You got to be lighthearted too. I mean, when I after the game, you're obviously upset they lose, but I mean, when I read some of these tweets, honestly, I explode laughing. Like it's really there. Some of these comments are just hilarious. So if you add some comedy to your comment, there's a good chance that we are going to come across it and read it on the channel on a game recap, which is some incentive to try and be funny. Next one from Sean at Sean Needs Tweet. Stuart Skinner might not even be a 1B goalie anymore, and Oilers are in win now mode. Huge mistake at the deadline to not address the team's biggest issue. Like I said, agree there 100% with you, and quite honestly, that ship has sailed. The trade deadline is over, and they did miss it. But again, if you watch our most recent review of Stan Bowman's interview, you'll get a lot of detail on what we thought about not making a move with the goaltending. Next one from Stony at Stony Oil. I love when Louis and Jack call other goalie big men who can move and just call Skinner a big man. So Stoney has been very critical of Stuart Skinner's performance all year, and unfortunately, he's done nothing to change his mind or a lot of other people's minds. Next one is from Oilers Opinions. Excuse me. Jeff Skinner should be stapled to the top six the rest of the season. He's been insane the last few games, and I agree with you 100%. When I saw the tweet that went out from the Oilers about the line combinations, I said to myself, I mean, what does this guy got to do to be on the first line? Why are you putting Podkolzin on the first line? I have no idea. But again, they did generate a lot of offense, but that's the thing with this team is, you know, getting 40, 50 shots a game is kind of meaningless if you have no finish. So Skinner can finish. Jeff Skinner is a goal scorer. He has hands. He can finish. He's proven it his whole career. And I just don't see why they keep moving him off the top lines. Next one from Finn at Oilers J-Can. Why is Skinner the starting goalie for the team again? I gave him the benefit of the doubt on the first two, but the third one is an easily savable shot. It's so frustrating watching their goalie stop everything we throw at him while ours is a slice of Swiss cheese. And I agree, that third goal was savable, completely savable goal. And you just never know. Like, you know, could the Oilers still have stormed back to tie the game, maybe got a point out of this, or won it in overtime? You never know. But again, when those soft goals go in, it's very deflating for the team, and it's really tough to build momentum after those goals. Next one is from Jay, Alberta Oilers. If the Oilers do anything in the playoffs, it will be in spite of Stu Skinner. They are going to have to drag him every step of the way. This is not going to get any better. Again, the Oilers fan base, I think after that third goal, they just had enough. You know, it sucks that, I mean, if that third goal happened and the score was 2-2, maybe, but it put the Stars up 3-0, and it ended up being 4-0, and that's usually when Oiler fans lose it, is when we're getting blown out. Next one from @Dreamer299793. Once again, the Oilers have the second best goalie on the ice. Every effing game with Skinner. Get your effing leg out for that save. 2 goals on 12 shots is a .833 save percentage. What the F are we doing here? Team is playing its ass off. Other goalie has 10 great saves. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Next one from Elite Watcher 952. Stuart Skinner has successfully killed my joy for hockey. Come on, Elite Watcher. Put your head up. They did battle back. Next one from Oilers Kick Your Ass. Effing Stuart Skinner. Like, stop a puck for F's sakes. Edmonton Oilers management team are a bunch of asshats for not addressing goaltending. Stu's an NHL backup, and that's it. Effing address this BS in the offseason. Oilers never winning a cup with Stuart Skinner as a starter. I mean, are we already going to the offseason? I mean, again, with the way this team is designed, they're designed to be an offensive juggernaut. So the Oilers are going to need to score 4 to 5 goals a game in order to secure a win. Sure, we're going to have games where the defense is lights out or the goaltending is lights out here and there. But based on how this season has been going, if Stuart Skinner is the starter in the playoffs, the Oilers offense really needs to generate goals in order, and they're capable of doing that. But if you think we're going to get through this playoffs, you know, winning games 1-0 and 2-0, it's just not going to happen. You heard it here. Next one is from Sean Maloney. Never have I been more sure of an off-season trade than Skinner being dealt to Anaheim for Gibson. A lot of people felt that. Another one from Dan Fika. Ha ha ha. Stu Skinner once again against a top 10 team sucks. Cult of Hockey will now say he gets a 6 on the score sheet. Yeah. Dan Fika has been a huge advocate for change between the pipes. And to be quite honest with you, so have I. And I would like, you know, for there to be something. I mean, this is the Game 71 recap. It's not the Game 10 recap. It's the Game 71 recap. And there has been no improvement. So, I mean, there's nothing to really suggest that things are going to improve in the playoffs. I just don't see it. A lot of games with Connor and Dry before their injuries, Stuart Skinner was in net, and 4, 5, 6 goals were being dropped on him every night, and the save percentages were below 900. That's just math. It's not, you know, anything more than that. It's just what the numbers say. It's nothing personal, you know, but for us to have this, you know, these delusions that things are going to suddenly change, it's got to be, as Wayne said, lightning in a bottle. We got to get lucky with our goaltending, and hopefully we can ride it all the way to a Stanley Cup victory. Next one from Tyler DT. Ottinger standing on his head. Skinner can't track a puck. Tale as old as time. So sick of Skinner. And I did move ahead here. Sorry, Shaden. Have one from Shaden here. The boys controlled the play for most of the game today. I'm sorry, and you can call me bitchy, but look at the momentum-saving stops Dallas got earlier from Ottinger. None of that from Stuart Skinner. Again, another comment about Stu. Here is one from TSN. Corey Perry wasn't happy about Mikko Rantanen making head contact with Stuart Skinner, but he didn't see what happened until after it was over. I didn't see it until afterwards, and I'm pretty pissed at myself that I didn't see it. And Perry, like, what a stud this guy is. What a leader. Veteran player, obviously. And there's the hit to the head. And there's Perry. Didn't see it at the time, apparently, but he crashed, and Skinner's neck just snapped sideways there. Hopefully it's not a concussion or anything, but there it is there. But Perry did crash the Dallas net right after. And another cool thing he did say when he was drilled by the reporter about players, opposing players crashing the net. He said something that, I'm always here kind of claiming that management needs to talk more and coaches need to talk more and be more transparent and communicate better. But there's also times where you shouldn't. And he gave a pretty clear answer. And he said that he would talk internally about it with the team, which at this point in time, with Draisaitl and Mcdavid not there, I felt that was a great answer and an on-the-spot, quick thinking answer by Corey Perry. So good on him. Next one from CO at ThatGuy780. Why is Skinner still getting starts over Pickard? Skinner is so effing bad. Easily the worst starting goal in the NHL. Jack Campbell had better numbers, and look what the Oilers did with him. Why does Skinner get such a long leash? Have no idea. I felt a long time ago that if you're being that outperformed by your backup, I feel Calvin Pickard earned the starting goalie position. He earned it. It wasn't just because Stuart Skinner is playing bad. It's because when Calvin Pickard gets some starts, he's been lights out on a few occasions. The Carolina game is a huge example of that on the road, and he stole that game. So, I think he stopped 35 or 36 shots in that game. And that was a huge game because if that wasn't a win, the Oilers would have not won a game on that entire road trip. So an important game comes up with the win. I feel he's earned the spot as well. Next one from Punjab Oil. In his last 15 games, Stu Skinner has just 2 games with a save percentage over 900. By month, February 0.867. March 0.863. It's not working, and he's actively harming the team. Time to give Pickard a run at it. I think most people agree with you there. Next one, Oilers for life. Not upgrading goaltending was just as big of a blunder as letting Holloway go. The only hope we have is in a rookie in Rodriguez, sadly. And I just personally, I try to keep up with Bakersfield as much as possible, and I just don't see it happening with Rodriguez right now. Still developing, still young. And to be quite honest, it's a huge blunder considering, we were told they're going to be all in this year after saying it last year as well, not changing the goaltending. But Dylan Holloway was the 3rd star of the week in the NHL last week. I'm not sure if it's as bad as letting Holloway go, but both horrible decisions. Next one from EOM at EDM Oil 13. The Oilers haven't had such a bad start. The Oilers haven't had such a bad starting goalie since Jeff Delorier. It's year 10 of McDavid. Sure is. Next one from at Island_Oiler. I can't wait to get our 4 injured guys back, because the only way we're going to win any games is by keeping the puck away from our own zone. Not going to be as good of a playoffs as last year, I fear, folks. Going to need a retool this summer. To continue to retool after this long. And you're probably right, Islander Oiler. You're probably right. But it's just crazy that we're still retooling and adjusting. 11th year of Draisaitl, 10th year of McDavid. Here's just a close-up of that flyby on Stuart Skinner.
And lose just in.
And just an unfortunate play because, as I mentioned, the puck was deflected initially. When you can see how he gets the side of his.
That's bad. Next one here from NWO, New World Oilers. I wouldn't mind seeing Rodrigue play on Saturday against the Flames. Let's see what the kid's about. I wouldn't either. You guys got to remember, we haven't clinched a playoff spot yet. I mean, these games are very important. There's only 11 games left after today, right? So at some point, we're going to need to put some wins, get some W's, put some points aside and clinch that playoff spot, right? So I'm not too sure if he's going to get that opportunity. Next one from Finn. Since the Oilers game tonight showed how important goaltending is, I decided to switch my profile pick to Cujo for luck, one of my favorite all-time Oiler goalies who stole 2 playoff series in 97-98 almost single-handedly. And I watched those series and he did. Hope it brings us luck. Yeah, we're going to need it. Another next one here from @David__Co. Another loss due to Stuart Skinner. Oilers can get rid of the sieve ASAP. And if you're like me and don't know what a sieve is, it's a strainer which contains a lot of holes. You know that thing you strain your pasta in? That mesh thing? Yeah. Next one from Chris @SportsFFanatic55. I'm so sick and tired of the Oilers organization and media members and intermission analysts defending Skinner. It's an embarrassment. There is no excuse for the goaltending from Skinner this year. He dropped off 2 years in a row and gets carried by the big boys on the team. Hard to fight that statement. It's a long statement. It contains a lot of finger pointing, but it's very hard to go against that statement, Chris. So, great comment. Next one from Captain Jack. Quote, no. And that is when Stan Bowman was asked if he'd trade for a goaltender. Obviously, here are his save percentages. 2 games over 900 and the rest are below. Trying to not keep it all negative Stuart Skinner stuff. So threw this one in here from Oilers for Life. Since there isn't much to celebrate in Oil Country tonight, here's a silky, slick goal by a new Deutschland dangler and future Oiler Josh Szymanski. This guy's 6'5". Just moving on through there. Nice hands. That is our latest signing. Really cool thing here is, let's just
helmet out, no visor.
Here he goes.
Keep your chin strapped down around your chest. Walking right on the back. What a goal!
Move pretty good for someone that's 6'5". And you'll see here some Oiler jerseys in the crowd already. How cool is that? I just don't think you're going to be able to walk in like that on NHL defensemen. But great to see that we have some youth coming. Next one from Inside Oilers. In 11 of his last 13 outings, Skinner has posted a save percentage below 900. I am seriously baffled how Bowman and others thought their goaltending was fine. Absolutely mind-boggling. I agree. Next one from Dean K. I can't believe the Edmonton Oilers, in a season where they are, quote, all in, so to make a Stanley Cup run, are going to go into Game 1 with Pickard. And I like Pickard. I think he's great. I think he's a good, solid goalie. A great backup goalie. Can he turn into a number 1? It all depends. If he gets hot, he can do it. That's my opinion. Is it going to happen? Not sure. Next one from Schmitty the Go. I just hope I can live long enough to one day see a true number 1 goaltender on the Edmonton Oilers. Crazy. And last but not least, from depressed Oilers fan, sell the farm for Sorokin in the offseason. I can't do another year of this shit. I feel you, depressed Oiler fan. I feel you. I feel you. So that's it for today's video. It was a lot of Stuart Skinner comments. I am not going to edit this video down because I have to do another video for the game against the Kraken in the back-to-back. So we're just going to upload this the way it is. Let me know your comments. I want to hear some comments. Let me know what you think of what's going on with the goaltending. That would be great to hear. And other than that, that's going to do it for today's episode. Let's hope the Oilers can do it against the Kraken. And most importantly, go Oilers, go.
Frozen or hockey, the channel you need. Oilers on the ice, unstoppable speed. Chasing the cup, we're gonna succeed. With Mcdavid leading, we're built to exceed. Frozen or hockey,